No, no, Well, it's time for another episode of the first and worst podcast in Philadelphia. It's Tuesday night here, and last night I tried to go to this Monday night salsa place that I was going to off and on for years, and I think it's over. I went there and there was not a single girl in there, unless it's, vacation or something. It was awful. So I went down to the city last night for nothing. Today, I also went down to the city. I went to the University of Penn to approach some college girls, even though I'm too old and too not good enough for them, too bad for them, whatever you want to say. And I recorded the session, but it's just 2 hours of me rambling. Nothing happened. I made some half-ass approaches. The girls didn't even look at me. They saw some creep trying to talk to them. Then I went to Quiznos, and I found out the only Quiznos left in the city is in University City, and it's closing down. The mall where the Quiznos is, it's closing the end of May. And I had my last Quiznos sandwich. It wasn't that good. I think it didn't taste as good as usual because it was over. I just knew that my journey with Quiznos would be over. Tomorrow night I'm going to be, of course, at the Northeast Comedy Cabaret. I would like to go somewhere else, to be honest with you. If I had a car, I would love to go to Tap Room. I could ask for a ride, but so I'll be at the same old cabaret. Let's get to the topical news. Let's do that. Of course, the top story is the Chinese doctor guy who got kicked off the United Airlines flight, and his face got all bloody, his lips got all bloody, and he finally broke his silence. He's gonna speak out about it, and it's pretty shitty. I mean, the time you hear this episode, there's no point talking about it. Every show's already talked about this. Howard Stern, Opie, Jim Norton, all your favorite shows, that not this one. No point really talking about it, but yeah, there's two sides of the story. Some people say he should have just got the fuck off when the guys came over, and then some people say, hey, it's wrong. MTV alum Clay Adler has committed suicide and dies at the age of 27. He was on one of those shows on MTV, like the rich white people show, whatever it's called. And I don't know, some people think, man, why do white people kill themselves? This guy had it good. I don't know. Miley Cyrus apparently got hacked as private photos leaked. Man, these girls cannot, even celebrities cannot keep it in their pants. Julian Lennon on the sign, his dad John sent him after death. Everyone's talking about the stupid Janet Jackson divorce or whatever. Spicer apologized, or Spisser, whatever his name is. I'm so uneducated. He apologized for his Hitler comments. Caitlyn Jenner, also known as Bruce Jenner, finally cuts his dick off. That's the top story everyone's talking about. So actually, sometimes I start this episode, there's nothing to talk about. Well, a lot to talk about, it seems. Dancing with the Stars moment leaves judges in tears. Earns celeb first 10 of season 24. Shows a black guy in a wheelchair. Sensible guitarist and the John Gales Band founder has died. Runner collapses and dies minutes after finish in a half marathon. Those marathons will drain you, man. You gotta go get a physical first. Search for college rower who fell into water ends in tragedy. A condom clogged pipe helps police uncover a brothel. Let's see, is there anything else going on? Vietnam veteran reunites with his war buddy after 50 years. That's pretty cool. Ric Flair caught on camera berating a bartender, according to TMZ. Man who claimed marijuana made him kill his wife learns his fate. So I thought weed was supposed to make you calm. How can weed make you kill somebody? Right? Notice here, weed doesn't make you angry. It doesn't make you crazy. Romney's binders full of women have been found. Parents allegedly inspired by a movie to kill adopted son. Jesus. Yeah, lots of, San Bernardino victim raised red flags about spouse. Sudden motion in video shows maid's alleged possession. She's possessed. It's pretty scary. Or maybe she watched too many those movies. What else is going on? There was an actress called the worst Bond girl of all time. Who cares? You know, they're all supposed to just make you drop cum all over yourself. You know? That's all it is. And I don't think there's really anything else going on. So, yeah, that's not it for this show, but that's it for this segment on this episode. It's a very spontaneous episode. I record this within a week. I do 4 segments. The only thing I do know is there will be a prank phone call. A classic prank phone call. I do have new ones, but I'm going to put the classic ones on first. Not that it matters. To a random black guy named Troy. It's an old prank call I did. I think it's a turn your TV down prank call or something like that. That's going to be featured on the episode, as well as, of course, more topical news. Saturday night, usually a 90% chance I do sober commentary with drunk people, where I walk around the bars, and I try to talk to drunk people, at least do coverage about it. And, of course, anything else that happens, you're here. I'm going to try to get some public freak out. I was going to do it last week, but Don Rickles died, and I wanted to do a little tribute to him. Not that anybody cares. And anything else that happens, this is your favorite podcast show that you don't listen to, and you got to keep listening to find out what happens next.
Yes, hi, can I speak to Troy, please? Troy, remember a couple of months ago we had unprotected sex? Well, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. Me. Yeah. I don't know what to do. I'm pregnant. Why does your semen have to be so strong? Why couldn't you use the condom, you bastard? You sick bastard!
I'm sorry.
You're sick!
I'm sorry.
Ah! What are you talking about? Don't change the subject. You're gonna pay child support, or I'll see you in court, you bastard. You're gonna be on Judge Judy. Lock his ass up. You're gonna get locked up. Will you hold me? With a thumb in my ass. It's a gift from God. It's a sign from God. What am I doing? I'm crying on the toilet. With my ass in the air. God. You know what? Any guy can fuck a girl, but it takes a real man to raise a child. A real fucking man. Where's your balls at? You don't have any fucking balls. I gotta go. I gotta go call my mom. I gotta go. You take it easy, Troy. Have a nice life.
Hey, it's Thursday night here. Last night was a typical night at the cabaret. Nothing happened there. No coverage, as usual. So before we get to the top, well, I guess this is part of the topical news. Charlie Murphy passed away yesterday. He had leukemia, which I didn't know, and a lot of people didn't know. I remember him on Howard Stern a few years ago. Maybe he mentioned it in the interview, maybe he didn't. So rest in peace to Charlie Murphy. He was great on Chappelle's Show with his Rick James and Prince stories. And, as far as his stand-up goes, I think I watched a little bit of him on Comedy Central, but despite whether, I like him or not, still, and one of his last tweets was something about him getting rest and something like that. So, yeah, that's part of, second week in a row, a comedian has passed away, a very famous comedian, Comedians are dropping like flies, Strangers leave a waitress a $400 tip. It's an Asian server, and it says there's a bigger surprise. What's the bigger surprise? She moved to Hawaii from Santa Rosa, California for school. So for her education, a group of strangers, she was serving 2 long-life friends. So it's they cleared the table, collected their $200, and her jaw dropped. Tip was for $400, doubled the bill. What's the bigger surprise? Oh, it says then the next night, the woman and little girl returned to the restaurant, and they're going to give her $10,000 to pay off her student loans. Wow. So every server out there is probably like, fuck. I'm lucky to get fucking $1 serving these fucking black people. And this fucking waitress is getting all this money. It says, the report says that Vin Diesel killed off The Rock in the Statham Fast and Furious scene. Gardner officially files divorce from Affleck. That guy, he can't, I guess, hang on to a chick. U.S. doctor accused of genital mutilation on girls. 2 Secret Service officers fired over beach. A scorpion stings man on a United flight. Jesus. I wonder if somebody brought the scorpion on just to, just to fuck with them. But, yeah. United, man. I wonder how much business they're going to lose, because they're trying to sue, and they're trying to, Let's see, new details surface in the cold case of a missing 3-year-old girl. Single mom built house using only YouTube tutorials. Yeah, YouTube tutorials can help you. I want to be able to get this podcast on iTunes. My stupid ass couldn't figure it out. Some man's going to build a garden, try to help homeless people. Very nice. Family charged for rental car impounded during daughter's murder investigation. Let's see what else is going on. NBA player makes $500,000 for not hitting a 3-pointer. What? How does that work? That's interesting. Yeah, of course, everything's about Trump. Suspicious man confronted by Obama's internship. Last cocaine cowboy was caught after 26 years. Teenage girl found guilty and classmates beaten to death. Also heard another student was beat to death. A gay student, I think it was, or a trans student. Kelly Clarkson accused of child abuse after giving her daughter this food. She is big, man. I remember Eric the Midget used to have a crush on her, but she is big. I mean, my parents like her songs, and she has some catchy stuff, but man, she's in show business. I mean, I know that people can... so what kind of food is this? Hazelnut chocolate spread. And on toast... Stop eating Nutella, one commenter said. It's bad for you. Oh, so it's not like she's giving the fucking kid, like, dog food, or some shit, So what? I mean, she wants her kid to be fat like her. A lot of fat parents do that. Unusual prediction kids made at dad's funeral comes true. So who's, some other singer's going to be joining The Voice. Who cares? They all leave, they come back, they leave, they come back. Oh, it's one of those things you gotta read. Fuck that. I mean, I don't mind reading the article, but you gotta keep clicking on 10 pages. Dad's quick move saves daughter from a sudden attack. I think it was by a big dog or some sort of animal. And I think that might be it for this segment right here. Yeah, that's it for the segment. So, after this, I'm going to do a public freakout commentary from Zeus2117. I might have to find some other freakout channels, because I don't think he's going to be uploading this much for some reason. And then, add that, and then we're going to do some more topical news, and then possible sober commentary with drunk people, and wrap this up with more topical and on news. Another plain Jane episode here in the JoshCast, but many more good episodes to come, I believe. So keep listening, why don't you? Well, hey there, for the few people who are still sticking around for the show. We're going to get ready to do a public freakout commentary segment. First time in a while. I was going to do this last week, but Don Rickles died, and I wanted to do a tribute to him, even though my tribute was not as great as Howard Stern and many others. And this is from Zeus2117 on YouTube. I said that pretty fast. Zeus2117. And episodes 57 and 58 are the last ones he put out. And I got to look for other... There's plenty of other freakouts I've heard on Howard Stern and other shows. You know, Uber, crazy people in Ubers and such. So maybe we'll get to that next week. But we're going to go to episode 57 right now and go to the 9:35 minute mark. And this is two people upset with a customer, I believe, an employee at a Domino's. It says another customer get an employee fired over burnt cheese. So this guy was fired, which I feel really bad because I used to work customer service and retail jobs. And many people come in and they always complain and they try to yell at you and get you riled up. And they threaten to call corporate, and this guy was fired. So let's hear this. This guy gets very angry and kicks them out. And yeah, this is the only one I pulled from this episode because I felt the other ones weren't good as this one.
Stop, Bert. It is not Bert. It is fucking Bert. The fuck now? I don't care. I'm calling the manager. Calling the manager. No, I don't care. Calling the manager. It is not Bert. I work your fucking job, dude. That is Bert. And you want to yell at me? I work. I ain't leaving until you call the manager. Call the cops. I want to tell them. Hey, call the cops. Sorry. You're told to leave. I don't care. That's trespassing. No, it's not trespassing. I'm a manager. Call the cops. I don't care. I'm a manager.
So it's actually not considered trespassing. It may be considered harassment. And this guy did lose his cool. I understand that these people were being assholes over burnt cheese. But, you know, you work in customer service, the problem is you have to be really patient. And much like this guy, I'm not patient either. I probably would have lost my job, too, over these two idiots who clearly have nothing better to do but argue over burnt cheese.
Oh, come back. Yeah, I'll call him back. Go ahead, yeah. That meets our standards. That is not
It
Bert.
doesn't, because my sub was
That is Bert. Yes, it is. Look at it. Her sub is not Bert. Okay, that is not Bert. Okay, the cheese burns brown. You don't need this job. If you can't work customer service, dude, you don't need a fucking job. Right. No, I ain't even call the cops. Call the cops. 911. Yeah, 911. Motherfucker. It's an emergency. I don't fucking care, dude. I don't care. I work at a fast food restaurant. I ain't never been treated like that. I ain't never treated a motherfucker like that. Goodbye. You're seeing what's not Bert.
So I kind of feel bad. It's okay for you to curse at a employee and say, fuck you, but you can't say nothing back, you know? And it kind of reminds me, you know, my dad used to actually work with cheese, and, you know, he turned out he was Swiss. All right, that was a bad Lee Bosom.
You come across that counter, I will knock your ass out. Oh, you're knock my ass out? Yeah, I will knock your ass out. You dare knock my ass out. Get out. No. And no, get the fuck out. I get a new son, I want my money back. You got the cops call? Yeah, I want a new son, my money back, and I want a manager. You're getting your ass fired. And you ain't getting fired. You're getting your ass fired. You think you're going to fire me?
What's your name?
Watch, too bad. I promise you you're getting fired. I promise you I'm not.
I'm calling corporate, so...
Go ahead, call corporate.
Unfortunately, he was fired. And I feel bad because, like I said, people, you know, they have proof with this video, and they threaten, I'm going to post it over social media, and this guy was fired, and he was fired over burnt cheese, which is ridiculous, and that's the problem, is nowadays people could take out their phone and say, well, you should have handled it better, you should have been more calm, but these people are cursing at the guy, and he's slaving away making pizzas all day for idiots, so, you know, it kind of upsets me, but this is the society we live in with these stupid camera phones. But then again, without these stupid camera phones, I wouldn't have this segment, so it's kind of a win-win, I guess you can say.
Telling them that
Wait,
you
you
trust
talking?
me.
No, you're the one that... Get out! Get out!
First off,
Get out!
Okay, so at this point, he hops over the counter. Now he's getting in both of their faces, and now he's really like saying, "All right, now you got to leave. Get out."
I'm not back there. Get out! I have the right. Y'all gotta get out.
No, you don't got the right. I work at a fast food restaurant, motherfucker.
Get out! Get out!
Get out of my face.
Get out!
Get out
Get
of
the
my face.
fuck out of my girlfriend's face! Get out! Come on! Keep
Back
going!
up. Now. Back up.
Keep going! Keep going!
We're waiting outside.
The guy who works at Domino's kind of looks like Ron Jeremy if he didn't do porn and worked in a pizza place. All right, so now we're going to get to episode 58. We're going to play the first video at the beginning, and it's a guy in a, looks like a Rite Aid or something, some sort of pharmacy type store, and he's yelling at this fat black lady, I guess, for not doing her job, and it turns into a whole thing. So those who want to play along at home, go to episode 58, his last video he put up as of right now, and go to the very first video. Starts around 5 seconds.
She has a line. I want to get my shit to get out.
I'll come back now. Yeah, bye.
Oh, your job is like that, huh? You find another one tomorrow? Because I'm pretty sure Rite Aid pay you that much.
So she's complaining, this is a Rite Aid, and she's complaining that Rite Aid doesn't pay her enough once again. And I don't know the situation, but once again, this is one of these entitled bitches that thinks she deserves $15 an hour to sit on her fat, black, lazy ass and not helping customers out. This is the problem we have.
I don't understand why you're mad.
I'm mad because you're
sitting down.
There's a lie. It's because on break that you work. It's about being professional. Now he's working. Yeah, I just swore he was on break.
My break is over now.
No, it is over now, right?
Yeah.
You full of shit, black man. You full of shit. You are full of shit.
Black man full of shit?
Yeah, you are.
How? Why?
So she's actually, I just realized watching this a second time, she's actually upset at her coworker. She's saying, black man, you full of shit. Because her break, I guess, got cut short. And that used to happen to me. When I worked at CVS years ago, actually 10 years ago, my breaks got cut short sometimes. And I only made $5.75 an hour. I guarantee she's making more than me. And sometimes they would say, hey, you got to come out of your break, and there'd be a long line of people. It was just part of the job. But she has entitlement once again.
You lack professionalism. That's what you lack. And you being disrespectful.
Yeah, of course. Phone number. Valerie Hassan.
Hello, we need service. Service. People want service. I want service. That's it.
So you wait for it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it. But you're talking, and this guy is doing whatever the fuck he's doing.
So obviously she's on her period, and it's bad enough you got an angry black fat woman in customer service. Now you got a fat angry black woman who's on her rag, and that just equals an explosion of going nuclear.
Shut up!
You know what? You keep your fucking beer. You keep your beer. So I'm gonna respond back to you. Just because you're supposed to be, I don't have to. I'm paying. Right, I understand that. I'm sorry you have to wait that long.
I gotta stand back. What is swung back to me? What is swung back? Yeah, you got me sober. You died. He's on break. It's time he's working. Fuck you.
My break just ended.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Give me my shit, and that's it. Give me my fucking shit, and that's it. Give it me.
Either way.
All right, I want it now.
So take it now.
All right, so I want to pay for it.
You're the one upset. You still
No,
pay
what's
for
swing
it.
for it?
You still
Fuck
pay
you
for
and
it.
your
Whether
swing
you
for
wait
it.
or
Hey,
not.
fuck this guy. Can I get my fucking, can I get my shit?
The customer service is bad. It's bad. No, I'm gonna finish my customer. They don't want to stop. No.
We've been waiting. You've been talking. We've been waiting. This
You
whole line.
still want to take it
Hello, stupid. You
There's
don't
no
know
line.
nothing.
You
Can I get a fucking, can I get out of here?
You still want to take it
Thank you,
still.
stupid.
Still.
So she's fucking getting pissed off. She's and even though this guy is talking down to her, he's being, they say on the video he's being passive aggressive in the comments. She's getting very angry, very upset, and then now he's yelling at the other guy. Now the manager comes over. Jesus. Rite Aid actually sucks, by the way. I don't understand why anyone would shop there. I went there, I think, 2 years ago. It was very weird, one in Center City, and a guy had a stroke there, which had nothing to do with the place. And if you don't have their discount card, their prices are high. So fuck Rite Aid. I hate that place. I would never go to a Rite Aid again. I mean, based on that.
You wish I was stupid.
Yo, you're all
You
stupid.
wish I was stupid.
Yo, you sure
You
you're
wish I was
fine.
stupid. Drink it
Bye.
beer.
Bye.
Drink it beer.
Bye.
You need a drink. As much as you fucking talk, you need a
Fuck
drink.
you.
You still have a line. You still have a line to manage. And I'm not doing this.
Fuck
Now,
you.
and you still
Get out
on
of
the
here.
line.
Leave
And
me
you
alone.
still on
Leave
the
me
line.
alone.
Nobody was
Leave me
talking,
alone.
and you still on the line.
Fuck you.
Fuck you
Fuck
back, bitch.
So this guy buying hottie gets like, fuck you, you're fucking stupid, go fucking take care of your line. It's pretty funny. Alright, so let's get to it goes on a little bit more, but let's skip ahead here, go to the 5.45 minute mark, and this is in a Walmart, I believe, And this customer is angry because he believes he was cut in line, and it's an old white guy, and he's yelling at another old white guy, and there's other people yelling too. Walmart's fucking crazy too. That store just makes people crazy. I think it's because of the throwback prices.
My YouTube. You're full of shit! Ask the woman! Don't go in the back! I was right there! You don't know what you're talking about! He's a fucking dope! Right there, I was right there. Ask this woman right here, ask the Indian right there. Ask that woman, you don't know what he's talking about. Don't get lost. So stupid! The guy moved in front of me, you moron! It wasn't me! Get lost! Get lost!
Wow. So, once again, that's pretty self-explanatory. So I think the guy even said he apologized, but this guy was clearly mad. And it is very angry when someone cuts in front of you. But man. So this is the last one I'm going to pull for this segment. This is an old guy on a bus. Cursing out people and such. He's very, he's going nuts. And he's yelling at people. I don't know if this is, maybe he's right, maybe he's not. But this goes on for a little while. And then we'll wrap this up.
You shut up! You shut up! Don't shut up! Hey, fuck off! Shut up! Shut up!
What do you mean shut up?
You shut up!
You got the roof.
You shut up!
Piss off.
Bullshit! You piss off! You piss off!
I
don't give a stuff.
So a lot of the freakouts in this episode take place in a lot of different countries. So this is going worldwide, this whole public freakout world star cell phone phenomenon.
Well, you ain't got it. You're fucking right. What are you? You old piece of shit. You're a young piece of shit.
Right? You are the rudest man I've ever fucking met.
If I was a time, I'd be useful.
Yeah,
You're not.
Exactly.
No, I'm happily married.
Oh, the poor bitch. Yeah. You are so rude, mate.
I don't. What a fucking lie. You are assaulting me.
So this woman is screaming in his face, and he's sitting down, and I think he's mad at her kids or something, or he's very angry. And I had to fast forward a little bit because this goes on.
You are assaulting me! You are assaulting me!
In front of my kids!
Fuck off!
Don't you fucking speak to me
Piss off!
in front of my kids!
No!
How dare you?
Well, he already did pretty much. You screaming about it's not going to change that.
If I want to, I'm treating you like you're treating me.
Fucking rude old
I'm treating you.
Wow. So because of this whole cell phone camera phenomenon, it's great because you get to see stuff like that, but then it's also bad because people lose their jobs and you see a lot of other stuff. But that's it for the segment. If Zeus puts out any more videos and I have to do some research, maybe on the next episode or the one after, I will put some more public freakouts because it seems like they're endless. And yep, we will continue with the show. All right? Well, the time you hear this, I guess I should wish you all a happy Easter if you celebrate that crap. I saw a female comedian in an Easter bunny costume, and I had a nightmare about her. Yeah. Anyways, it's Saturday night here, and last night I was hanging out in the old city, and I did the pre-gaming thing for the first time in a while. That's right, I bought 2 bottles yesterday. A bottle of Bacardi, which rhymes with party. A lot of rappers use that in their songs. And a bottle of the Jägermeister. And I drank some vodka and cranberry, a very gay drink for a man, yesterday. And I wasn't, like, very drunk, but I was lit. I danced with a few girls at the Cuba Libre. And some old drunk black chick said I was a good dancer. And that's all that really happened. Tonight, I'm going to be in Center City. And then I'm going to be swinging over to Old City. Not that that matters. And last night, I was looking at podcasts in iTunes. And there's a lot of podcasts out there. A lot. Probably, I don't know how many comedy podcasts there are. Gotta be at least 10,000. But I was trying to find other bad comedy podcasts like mine. It's really hard to find because iTunes, they only post the really good ones. You know, the ones that have ratings and are top rated. And I realize what Howard Stern is saying now. He said it in a very asshole way, and what he meant to say was, if you don't have an audience, then if you do a podcast, yeah, a couple people will listen to it, but you got to build an audience somewhere. It doesn't have to be broadcast and radio. And man, is he right, because I'm trying to find really bad podcasts, and I was thinking maybe if I could find one like mine, which I don't think is out there, because this is very original, maybe we can team up, you know, kind of like a losers podcast, but that's going to take a long time because there's so many podcasts out there. But yeah, I was going through iTunes last night, and I was like, man, where are the bad comedy podcasts? Now, we already know about Marin, and then a lot of these other people, like Anna Faris, who was in Scary Movie, and Friend Zone, Best Friends, whatever that movie's called, Ryan Reynolds. She already is famous. So, anyways, more to date on that. But right now, we're going to focus on this show. Now, let's do some topical news. The world's oldest person has passed away. They usually say that all the time. At 117, and that is a really long time to live. That's a century plus change. And yeah, so woman saves a man's life on their first date. Wouldn't that be funny if he still broke up with her afterwards? Like, hey honey, not for nothing. I mean, you give good mouth to mouth, but I gotta break up with you. I'm sorry, but you're not that easy on the eyes. A woman, certainly a person on the first date, when she saved his life. Janet Hill says she met the man online. They went to the Cheesecake Factory. Things are going well. They're ending on a positive note. She said her date fell into an aisle of the restaurant when she performed CPR. I guess the guy had a heart attack or he was choking. But anyways, yeah, if you don't go out with her on a second date, man, you got to be an asshole, right? Like, all right, I guess I gotta go out with her again. Let's see. Cavs GM while releasing Sanders. He's kind of flaky. Shaq to pay for a funeral of team and Instagram death. That's very nice of you, Shaq. Selma Hayek mourns the death of her beloved dog. That's top news. She's a hot chick, so I guess you gotta... Dancing with the Stars pro's phone was hacked, and all these... Like I said, we talked about this before in the show. Even celebrity girls or whores, even they gotta take nude pictures and stuff. But it's their phone, though. They have a right. They have a right to do it, you know. Just because they're famous doesn't mean they shouldn't be a whore like everybody else. Man attempts to make gruesome purchase on Facebook. Trump's approval for massive bombing is not needed. Man tried to buy human skin on Facebook. Jesus. Yeah, so that's prankster installs relationship saving station at IKEA. I guess it's one of those virus videos. I'm so jealous of anybody who goes viral. I'm trying to get the well, it's a one of those videos I don't want to watch. IRS tax scams peak as tax day approaches. You will be caught. The IRS will take you down. My dad owed thousands to the IRS because he didn't pay back taxes from 2013. He's an idiot. Alt-right leader sucker punched after 5-word chant. So that's not fair. It's not fair to punch people. I thought we had freedom of speech. Guess not. He was punched in the face at a Texas rally. Bill Clinton is a rapist was his chant. I guess this person did not like that. There's a new documentary coming out about Jesus. Trump supporters oppose clash in bloody California brawl. That sounds fun. Anti-Trump tax marches peppered with scratching signs. Why does Donald duck his taxes? That's hilarious. North Korea's Kim Jong-un has some surprising habits. Yeah, he likes murdering babies. Let's see what else is going on. I don't think there's anything. Okay, so that's it. That's really going on. So, of course, tonight I should be able to get sober commentary with drunk people, no problem. And also, this is not news, but this is something I'm working on. There's no guarantee. I was watching a WWE video, and I stopped watching around 2005. Well, anyway, there was this wrestler, this Asian wrestler, named Jimmy Yang Wang, or something like that. And I watched another video with him, and it said, "Where are they now?" And he drives party buses in Ohio or Tennessee or something like that. You know, that's what he does for work. And WWE did not block his phone number. So next week, and hopefully maybe for the next episode, if I can pull this off, I'm going to try to call that party bus number and see if I can speak to Jimmy Wang Yang and fuck around and maybe interview him for JoshCast. If not, well then, another failed attempt. But anyways, I'll see you guys on the next segment. The show's almost over. If you've made it this far, it's probably going to be over in about another 15, 20 minutes. Hang in there, you pussy. Alright, it's 1:56 a.m. Sober commentary with drunk people here in Old City. Tonight was pretty much it wasn't a bad night. I've had worse nights, but it was pretty much a waste of a night. I felt like I came out here just to get drunk, get my cell phone slapped out of my hand for no reason, and then just walk around for nothing. So pretty much what happened was I went to Center City tonight, which was a mistake. It's amazing. I went down here 2 weeks ago. It was mobbed down here. 2 weeks ago, it was mobbed in Center City. Every place had a line. Tonight, I get down there 10:30. Every place is dead. All right? Every place is pretty much dead. I went to this place called Smith's Lounge at a free cover. I'm minding my own business. I'm on my phone. I'm typing a Facebook status. And this guy who was drunk, this white guy, really ugly looking, I'm not even saying because he slapped my phone, comes over and slaps my phone out. He didn't just slap it like he was joking, like he was just like tapping my phone. No, he slapped it like out of my hand, like hard as shit. Like I felt the vibration from his slap like on my hand. And I looked up like, what the fuck? And I looked around, there's no bouncers. So because there wasn't a lot of people, there was no bouncer. So I asked one of the girls that worked there, hey, where's the bouncer at? So the DJ told one of the bouncers, and the guy left like a pussy, of course. He knew he was going to get kicked out. And they were very professional. They apologized. And I said, no, it's okay. You guys had nothing to do with that guy. This place had nothing to do with that guy. So I walked around Center City. I'm glad I didn't spend any money tonight. I was going to drop... sorry. Probably sick for all I know. I'm really glad that I didn't spend any money tonight. I was going to spend the $5 cover and go to Raven, but I was standing outside, and I saw pretty much nobody really in there. It looked like it was pretty dead. It wasn't worth the $5. I saw a lot of people walking outside bars, so I hopped back down here to Old City, got down here probably around, I would say 12-ish. And then I decided, you know what? It's pretty. It's not bad out here. There's definitely hoes out here. They always need their attention. These hoes. So I decided pretty much to just sit down. I sat down for an hour, just watching. I did pregame tonight. I told myself I wasn't going to drink tonight, and it's amazing how when you drink, if it's lame out here, which it was tonight, it does not matter. Okay, it does not matter. You don't feel it. So I drank some cranberry vodka, less vodka than last night. Last night I had about 5 or 6 ounces of vodka. Tonight I had about maybe 3.5 ounces of vodka. So I definitely drank a little more last night. So anyways, tonight was pretty much a waste. But I'm glad, like I said, I didn't spend any money. It's almost 2 a.m. right now. The street harassment hour. Not much really happens. I sat around for an hour just... watching people walk by. I was like, fuck this, my legs and my feet already hurt, so I'm not gonna sit here and fucking stand around. And then I went to Plow. Plow was pretty much dead. It wasn't dead, but it was nothing really going on in there. And then I went to National Mechanics, and National Mechanics was pretty good. Cuba Libre looked pretty good down there. I was already there last night. Last night I danced with about 4 or 5 girls, the first time in a while. And it doesn't mean anything, because none of them grinded on my dick. None of them make out with any. But nothing really happened in the National Mechanics other than this black guy I see out here. He hits on every white girl, and he's not even a good-looking black guy to me. Not to be gay. It's not like he's in shape or anything, but I guess he approached her before. I don't know if they made out, but he was dancing with her, and I walked away. I mean, listen, I don't care who dates who, but it's just, the only problem I have, and I talked about this on a show before, is white girls in general mostly treat me like crap, but white girls are very mean to me. They look at me like I'm a terrorist. If I approach them or say hi to them, they look at me like I'm a piece of crap. But when a black guy approaches them, no matter what he looks like, they smile, they blush. I mean, listen, I know a lot of people are like, hey, what's wrong with that? Like, people date who they want. Well, that's fine, but it's about the respect. I don't care who fucks who. I mean, I'm not going to get laid no matter what, but still, at least, talking about respect. But anyways, It's 2 a.m. right now. Happy New Year's. I'm recording this kind of early tonight. I'm across the street on 2nd and Market. I'm on the dead side. Pretty much this place where people just park their car. I want to do some banter. And because tonight is very nice out, tonight I wear a dress shirt. No suit jacket, no undershirt, just a dress shirt. And I was sweating at one point because of the alcohol and because I'm a chubby guy. So I'm really glad tonight I didn't bundle up. I should have worn a collar shirt. The black guy, Jericho, I talked about him on the show before, and it makes up all the excuses. He doesn't do shit. He went down to River Deck tonight, which is a very popular summer bar, but it's open early. So yeah, he's in River Deck. He's at River Deck, and I was gonna go down there tonight, but I didn't go. So what are you gonna do? I'm gonna head over now to the action, I guess you could say, down at the bars or closing, and now the street harassment. It's already been happening, but the reason why I wanted to record away is because you can't even talk, you know? I mean, as much as I love the background action, I just want to talk about my shitty night and what happened, and you can't do that because it's just so loud out here. People are just celebrating the nice weather, which I totally understand that, but wow, there's a lot of black girls, and they're messing with this girl's piano, and a lot of street harassment happening out here, and I don't know. I'm outside the Revolution House right now. I'm right outside the Revolution House, standing right here, not too far from the Cuba Libre. And it turns out at the Blue Martini and Cuba Libre, it wasn't dead at all. So it looks dead down here. Center City was dead. So I won't be hanging out much at Center City. Next Friday, I was actually thinking about going down to Center City, but I don't know now because I think I might be done with Center City until September. Because once it gets hot outside, these bars died out, especially at Center City. And then everyone's down at Morgan's Pier and River Deck. But I'm standing outside the Revolution House, and there was a big group of black girls. I wouldn't say I was going to approach them, but I wanted to get near. Some of them were very attractive, but they're walking down the street, I guess, to get more attention and such. But tonight wasn't unnecessarily, I would say a bad night. You know what I mean? It was just, I've had dull nights before, but I got to cut back on the drinking, because next Friday and Saturday, I'm going to try not to drink, and it's very hard not to, especially when the weather gets nice, because it's so dead out here. But the alcohol didn't really mess my night up. It was that guy who slapped my phone, but he didn't break my phone or crack my screen. If he did, I don't know what I would have did. But it's not worth getting into a fight over. It's just not. I go over, I push him, I fucking whatever. It's just not worth it. You know what I mean? So, I think I'm going to cross the street now, go to the Continental. So as you can hear, the action died down very quickly. There was a group of a large group of black girls that were getting, that guys were talking to when they were cheering. You heard that in the background, and then, of course, I had such a bad curse with girls. As soon as I walked over to them, they very wisely ran away. I'm not doing the video version. Tonight isn't really a bad night to do that, actually. But I'm going to save it for, like I said, something crazy. Because tonight's probably going to be a longer version because I am, tipsy. But I was going to get a slice of pizza tonight. But, I'm glad I didn't spend any money tonight. It's just not worth it. On a night like this, when it's a shitty night, I'm very happy that... Man, turn that shit off, dude. That fucking shitty-ass music. Who's that fucking Chance the Rapper? That fucking poetry shit. I hate that kind of rap. That's the thing is, I like fucking that poetry, spoken word type rap shit. I hate that. I don't care if it's brilliant. I don't care if it's fucking well crafted or whatever. It's just there's fucking metaphors and shit. I hate that kind of fucking rap with the spoken word. The music's all sad and shit. Turn that goofy shit off. People are fucking partying down here. Bitches are shaking their fucking ass. Guys are trying to bust their nut on a bitch's butthole. And you're playing some fucking stupid shit. There's just depressing everybody, you know? Turn that goofy shit off. And as I'm delivering my rant, this Indian guy looked at me, this black guy at me, like, fuck you, dude. I got something important to say. But I'm watching the girls come outside the Cuba Libre. Cuba Libre actually looked pretty good tonight. If you sign up online, it's $5. Tonight, I guess I should have went there. But see, I was already there last night. And I try to avoid Cuba Libre. I try to go there once every 2 weeks because, as I said before, even though last night was a rare night, I danced with about 4 or 5 girls, which means absolutely nothing because dancing does not mean you're going to get laid. And these guys are driving by convertibles. I forgot about that. When it's summertime, you got these guys in these pussy vehicles. Oh, this cab's about to run you over, brother. And that's the thing. When it gets nice out, these guys, they get these pussy whips, I call them. They get these cars and they blast their music, hoping some girl's going to be so desperate she's going to fucking jump in their car. And it's not going to work, dude. It's not going to fucking work. Well, why don't you get out of your car and actually walk up to a girl and actually approach her instead of trying to use your car? Because most likely the girl's just probably going to take your car and use it for, you know, a ride home, but she ain't going to fuck you. So it's very nice out here. Your weather forecast is about 65 degrees. Very nice out. And, you know, just like that guy earlier, when the more nice it gets, you got douchebags. This guy's beer almost hit this girl in the ass. What kind of pickup shit is that? This guy wants to talk to this girl. She's trying to get in her Uber. She says, go ahead. He goes, no, you go ahead. And then he almost runs her over. Yeah, that's a great pickup line. Why don't you run a girl over? That might work, actually. Run a girl over, and maybe she'll fuck you. But I'm looking at the Cuba Libre right now, and it's clearing out. They're kicking everybody out. The people are still trying to stay there. And, yeah, tonight was a very raunchy night. As I said, next week, I do not know where I'm going, but I'm going out. Doesn't matter, as I usually do. I noticed that the lift stickers are glow in the dark. When I drove Uber, they gave me a shitty U sign that didn't glow. When you drive for Uber, they give you a glow in the dark sign. It's pretty cool, actually, to let you know. But I'm going to record for a couple more minutes. It is, well, it's actually, I got plenty of time. It's 2:09. I was going to head down to my train station in about around 10 minutes. Wow, this fucking valet guy just parks it right there. Yeah, let's see what's going on. Oh, there's something going outside the Blue Martini. These black girls are very drunk, and they are rowdy tonight. Not all the black girls. I mean, white people. Everyone's rowdy out here. But these black girls outside the Blue Martini are very rowdy, and I don't feel like approaching anybody. I really don't. I just feel like it's just too wild out here. I'm by myself. I don't have a fucking, I wouldn't say a wingman, a friend with me. If I at least had a friend. Like earlier, that guy who slapped my phone, if I had a friend with me, he wouldn't even try that shit. If I had a guy with me. But because I was by myself once again, wow, you're so tough. This fat girl ate a whole pizza. I'm not trying to fat shame anybody. I love pizza too. And there's been times where, you know, I have ate lots of pizza, but man, I saw her outside the pizza shop and now she's got a box. But hey, listen, do your thing. Well, since when do I stop people from living their life? I'm across from the Continental. I'm right outside the Continental, across from Cuba Libre. And yeah, like I said before, I thought a lot of people like to get their Ubers on the busiest street. Why? Why don't you fucking make it easier for the driver, like I said before? And wow, it's fucking raunchy out here. Why don't you make it easier for the driver and park somewhere where there's nobody, there? Park outside of it, 7-Eleven or the next block. They always pick the most crowded spots. It's like, fuck that. So anyway, it's 2:11 right now. Watching the hose come out the bar right now. Street harassment's still going on. I'm pretty sure that that stupid, I don't know her at all as a person, but that dumb white girl probably had sex, probably went home with that black guy and fucked him. Hey, listen, good for him, but let me tell you, man, white girls suck. I think girls in general suck, but a big F you to white girls. And none of you should probably listen to this right now, so who cares? F you. That's right. Fuck you. Because you got nothing but disrespect towards me. Well, girls in general, I would say, they nothing but that's all it seems. Okay? So I'm trying to have a conversation. And it's kind of funny, as I said, fuck you, white girls, about 6 of them. Fucking 6 of them walked by, and then 2 walked by that weren't in the group. So fucking like 8 white girls walked by me as I'm going on a white girl rant. It's pretty funny when you think about it. 16 minutes in, and as I said before, I don't know who's listening to this podcast. I was thinking about this the other day. How can I make this podcast more relatable? I honestly don't know. Most people just want to hear a one-on-one interview, which anybody can do. I think anybody, if you get a good guest, can interview somebody. But nobody wants to do my show. So what am I supposed to do? I guess obviously stop doing the show. I see one of the thirsty guys, this Spanish guy, who I don't know if he pulled the black girl out 2 weeks ago, but he's just standing there waiting for somebody. I'm going to head down in a few minutes to get my train. Oh, wow, I see this white girl, she's in the front. Poor taxi driver. He has to sit there and tolerate some stupid, goofy white girl. But you can tell I'm a little bit drunk because here's the thing. I'm always bitter. But when I'm a little bit drunk, you can tell I get very bitter. You can obviously tell. I'm just like, fuck this, fuck that. Now I got the hiccups. Damn it. Yeah, so like I said, I'm not that hungry, but see, the problem is I was tempted to get a slice of pizza. But that's just because I'm bored. And I'm glad I'm not, because I always complain about my weight. I always complain about my weight, and then I eat shit like that. So pizza's good, and I really want a fresh slice, but I'm going to, like I said, I don't want to spend any money tonight. This drunken white guy is walking the street asking every single car, "Are you my ride?" Like, use your fucking brain, dude. Look at the fucking license plate number. Look at the model of the car, and fucking do that. But I guess that's what happens when you get really drunk. These 2 Spanish whores are outside the Cuba Libre, and they're being approached by this. He looks like a sophisticated Indian guy. That's rare. You don't see that a lot. There's Indian guys out here, but you don't see an older, sophisticated, rich-looking Indian guy. Usually, it's like a group of dudes, whatever race they are, Indian, black, white, mixed, whatever. But tonight, yeah. So anyways, I wonder how Jericho's night went. How was Jericho's night? I wonder. Jericho claims, by the way, Jericho's the black guy that's very negative. Yes, right, he's a black guy named Jericho. He claims last night that he was in an outdoor bar, River Deck, and he claims that 2 older white girls were looking at him. And he claims that if he had a wingman, he would have fucked one of them, or whatever. And I said, dude, what would I do? And, how can I wake you? He doesn't want to do it, he claims. And then when I hang out with the guy, I'm like, all right, let's go talk to some girls. Let's go dance with those black girls. Let's go dance with these white girls. He never wants to do it. He never wants to. And he points out girls like, oh, check out that, he would say, oh, check out that girl over there with the big ass. oh, check out that girl over there with the big tit. But he doesn't do anything. And it's like, all right, dude, I got eyes. I can see she has a big ass. All right, dude, I can see she has big tits. But why don't you do something? And I think he's like 24. And what he doesn't realize is I've been doing this longer than him. All right? I've been doing this much. I'm 30 years old. I've been going out pretty consistently for about 9 years. And fucking this guy, you know, he's been going out for 3 years, and I've been rejected 1,000 times more than him, and he's black. He can have sex with any white girl he wants, but he's pretty fucking stupid. So anyways, I think I'm going to wrap this up. It's 2:15, going on 2:16. I might miss my train. It's always the opposite. When I get to the train station at 2:15, the train doesn't come for 15-something minutes, 15, 16, 17 minutes. But then when I fucking go down there late, then I miss the train, so who knows. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this up. 20 minutes of me rambling, 20 minutes of nothing happening. This is sober commentary. The two black guys are doing some street harassment right now. They're hitting up all the girls walking by. They're having fun. All right, well, that's it. JoshCast sober commentary. All right, Sunday night, going to wrap this episode up. Very long sober commentary. I just listened to this podcast. It's called The Last Podcast on the Left. And it's just, these three guys talk about like horror and stuff. And I didn't like it that much. I thought it was an interesting original idea. But it was just them laughing at their own shitty jokes. But anyways, people actually want to hear their podcast. No one wants to hear this one. But let's get to the topical news. Kevin Durant made a hell of a comeback last night. Head of refs wants to change the celebration fouls and in football. Yeah, I mean, football players celebrate like anybody else. They do dances. It's fun. It's a very big deal to score a touchdown. 6 points plus an opportunity to make it a 1 point or 2 points. I mean, why not celebrate? All right. Clippers coach calls out reporter. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. UFC fighter knew opponent wasn't unconscious, didn't remove chokehold, so he was trying to kill him. I'm out of the UFC thing. I really don't. I've watched it before. It's interesting. I ate ham today, by the way. So later tonight, I'm going to take a big ham shit. Manhunt in Cleveland Facebook Live killing shows a big fat black guy with a beard. Looks like Rick Ross. I'm not sure if he was the guy who was killed or he did the killing. Lawyers think Hernandez will be let out of prison. That'll be great for him. Because that guy had a great career and he fucked it up. 9 shot at an after hours Ohio club. I can't read apparently. I'm dyslexic. Lady Gaga dropped surprise at Coachella. Mary J. Blige's Twitter account was hacked. I wonder if anybody saw her roast beef curtains. Yum. Obama slammed by ex-staffers over a major crime. I realize he's very skinny. His ears look kind of big. Babysitter accused of burning a 6-month-old's feet for crying too much. Oof. Family claims teen was denied lung transplant after committing one act. It's pretty messed up. Because he uses pot. One country forbids citizens from dancing on Easter. This holiday sucks. Can't dance. Family of late high school athlete meets organ donor recipients. This is the best podcast show ever. 2,000-year-old body found with disturbing item around its neck. Okay. Let's get to the odd news. Weird news, strange news. Wrap this shit up. There's nothing going on in the topical news but Trump and Easter. I want to see some strange Easter bunny shit. Just a video of some police officers chasing a pig. Okay. April the giraffe finally gives birth. Hydraulic press obliterating a Furby would give 90 kids nightmares. 8-year-old learns how to drive from YouTube. Takes sisters to McDonald's. That's impressive. An 8-year-old driving? Bernie Sanders spoke from a Ben & Jerry's tub podium, and Twitter users couldn't cope. Everyone is confused by this student's prom proposal sign. It says, "You run, I'll be 2 at prom." Yeah, that does sound kind of confusing. The apocalypse may be night, but zombies still have the day, so it's a zombie Trump. Woman brings dogs to furry convention, thinking it's a gathering for pets. An iPhone turned up in this guy's Subaru dashboard prompted the most entertaining internet mystery of all time. Alright, I don't know what that's about. Navy SEAL under fire for moonlighting as a porn actor. 10-year-old's pet goat saves her entire family from dying. It's better than a dog. College kid trolls Southwest Airlines and their response is perfect. Let's read more in this story. Okay, it says, "Hi, I have a question regarding my last flight. Hey there, what's going on? Linnea. One of our flight attendants was being extremely rude and basically harassed me throughout my flight. I am disappointed because I love Southwest Airlines. Can you explain a little bit more of what happened? Please send us over your confirmation number too." Basically, she only referred me as fatty and was being extremely rude. When I asked her about what happened, she says, "Please send over your confirmation number." Basically, she referred to me as fatty. "Oh my gosh, we're sorry to hear this. Please let me know. Deeply sorry. What's your confirmation number?" And, and then he says Britney Spears. And what did she write back? "Oops, she did it again." And they wrote, "I can't breathe." That's awesome. So they have a sense of humor at Southwest Airlines. Engineering students create a 1,500-pound Rubik's Cube. That thing is giant. Dr. Pepper surprised a student with giant soda fountain of her dreams. Space group protests Donald Trump from 90,000 feet above Earth. That's bad. The dude rocks out Rage Against the Machine on children's toys. United Airlines passenger stung by a scorpion that fell over the overhead bin. Parker goats will make you believe in the world again. Internet Church of Cannabis prepares for opening day. Cops rush over to collapsed man, find something very different indeed. Let's see, what was he doing? This was in England. Oh, it was a 4-foot alligator. Was it up his ass? Oh, now this fucking thing's gonna freeze. Great. Man accused of DUI wore an all too appropriate shirt. Something about being drunk, right? Yeah, that happens all the time. There's a video of a horse fighting an alligator. Big dog makes most of his tiny bed because he's a big boy. Good boy. 8-year-old borrows dad's... Okay. Just read that story again. Tickle me elbow without fur is horrifying. Looks like a monster. Good Morning America tweets 69 days until summer. Internet says nice. Oh, 69. Okay, so that's it for the show. If you listen to this whole thing, let me know, and I'll send you a $50 gift card. And that's what's happening. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for listening. It's JoshCast.
You have just listened to the world's most awful podcast show, JoshCast.